Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions, and I wanted to break down. A lot of people are talking about it. What is going on with natural gas? Is Ugaz a buy or should we wait? And in this video, I am going to be sharing my opinion. If this is a question that you have been asking yourself, I really hope that what I break down in this video just gets you one step closer to your overall day trading goals and that I earn your thumbs up. If I do, don't forget to smash that like button. One of the things that we want to talk about is last week, I made a very clear video explaining why I saw natural gas as it was approaching 215, looking at the RSI, looking at the MACD, just looking at overall patterns. Yes, natural gas was very bullish, but I made it very clear that it's overbought. It's not a good deal, and it shows a lot of pullback potential because it normally doesn't hold very well when it becomes overextended. So with that being said, I didn't say that DGAS was a buy. All I said was I was really paying attention to DGAS and setting my alerts. I think it's very hopeful where just because something is overbought or oversold, you enter a trade and then you hope it plays out according to plan. At the end of the day, nothing has to happen, and this is almost the exact opposite of what natural gas was presenting earlier this week. Natural gas is now super oversold. So it pulled back quite a bit. DGAS had an amazing week. And now the question is, has Ugaz pulled back enough that the upside outweighs the downside? And this is what I'm going to be answering for you guys today. So the first thing is I want to talk about the pros and the cons. Again, I want to remind you that what I'm sharing in this video is simply my opinion. And if you have a different opinion, as you always should, right, feel free to share that down in the comment section. But one of the pros, there's three pros. It's oversold for natural gas, right? It's more upside than downside. And we're at previous support range. So I want to explain to you what that is, right? So it is oversold. We can see that with the RSI. So just because something is a good deal doesn't make it a good buy. And some beginner traders might be asking, well, look, natural gas, when it sells off, it pushes right back up again. One of the things that we like to repeat is patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always have to. And just because something has sold off a lot doesn't mean that it can't continue to sell off. So you just always want to make sure that you do your part, and yes, paying attention to stocks that are good deals, but also not buying in before overall confirmation. And this is why we, try to empower our traders with the overall importance of waiting for confirmation and truly allowing the opportunity to present itself. So yes, it is oversold. Yes, it is at a good deal. And yes, the upside can outweigh the downside. And when we begin to pay attention to Ugaz, which is the correlating ETN, we can see, right? Looking at where it's trading at right now at $23, it's a very quick technical analysis. The upside based off of previous highs, the upside potential is roughly above 60%. The downside based off of 180-day lows is right around, 13-14%. So yes, the upside does outweigh the downside, but I don't want to be down 14%, right? So I don't want to ride this all the way down, and it can even make lower lows based off of previous lows. So one of the things that we can simply do is, well, right now, Ugaz is trading below the EMA line, and Ugaz is, again, showing signs of lower lows and lower highs. I want to put my money in something that is showing signs of growth, and Ugaz just isn't showing any of that right now. So although I do agree with a lot of you, trust me, I do agree that Ugaz is oversold. It is a good deal, but it's so important to not get too caught up in the idea of buying in early when something can continue to sell off, especially with it being a triple leveraged ETN that does come at a greater form of risk. Like we've said before, with great opportunity comes great responsibility, and it pays to be patient. And if you've ever taken a position too early, then really challenge yourself. Really challenge yourself to wait for confirmation. Yeah, you might miss out on a little bit of the margin, but at the end of the day, just make sure that you do your part in putting your money into something that is showing signs of growth, at least when the action is happening and not when you hope it happens. So let's go ahead and go back to this. What are some of the cons, right? Just like, you want to think about, okay, what are all the positive things? What are some of the risks involved, right? So it's bearish. It's below the EMA line and the SMA line on the 180-day 4-hour chart, and it has a history of hitting the 1.70 support. And what that means is, it is bearish. It is trading below the SMA line, which is the green line, and the EMA line, which is the blue line. So overall, it's showing signs of it selling off, right? And it does have a history of approaching 1.70. So it has sold off before to previous lows. I do agree that, we are seeing some signs of potential, higher lows, but at the end of the day, this thing doesn't have to find a support here. It doesn't even have to bounce at 1.70. So all I'm trying to empower you to do is to understand the importance on, truly allow the direction to present itself, right? Truly allow the opportunity to present itself. So being able to, instead of buying the dip and hoping that it just pushes up and being caught in a potential, continuous sell-off, just do your part and maybe holding back a little bit, staying a little bit more patient. And if you actually see it beginning to indicate signs of an uptrend, then there can be an actual reason on maybe why you actually want to put money into something that then is showing signs of growth. So again, those are just my 2 cents on that. I also wanted to break it down for some of our new members that are tuning on into our YouTube channel. Ugaz goes up when natural gas sells off. So you heard that correctly. When natural gas sells off, Ugaz is the inverse ETN. This goes up, as you can see, right, last week. It goes up when natural gas goes down. And vice versa with Ugaz. Ugaz pushes up when natural gas goes up. So if you could see, natural gas has gone down the past week, so did Ugaz. You can see that for the past week, it's been selling up. So it's very important to understand the correlation between that. Now, I just wanted to keep it super simple for you guys. And Ugaz offers a risk to reward ratio of, a reward of 15% versus a risk of 37% for Ugaz, and a reward for 66% with a risk of 15% based off of previous patterns. And I'm going to break that down for you. So based off of previous lows, and I did 180-day lows, based off of the current price point right around $23, if it were to sell off, the downside is right around 14-15% versus the upside based off of previous highs right around $38, which is about over 60%. In comparison to Ugaz, so Ugaz, what I used to have as a resistance was this SMA line. So based off of the current price point to the SMA line, that's about a 16% margin of potential profit versus the downside of 35%. So I wanted to break it down for you very clearly on the upside does not outweigh the downside. And this is why I think so many people are asking the question, is it time to buy Ugaz? And in my opinion, no. It is not time to buy Ugaz, but it is time that I am paying attention to Ugaz. There's a difference, right? Just like we've said before, just because something is a good deal and just because it's oversold doesn't make it a good buy right now, because it can continue to sell off. So instead of entering a hopeful position and hoping that it goes up, it means that I'm going to be watching it very closely. So that means that I might have to wake up during, pre-market session. I'm going to have to be a little bit more attentive. But again, with great opportunity comes great responsibility. And it's just the very simple things in life that we have to do just to follow up with this. So I'm very excited to see what happens. I have all my alerts set. Let me know in the comment section what you think is going to happen for you guys. Is it something that you're paying attention to that you want to follow up with? Or do you think that Ugaz is going to continue to run, which of course can happen, and this is why it's so important to focus on direction. I hope you earned your thumbs up in this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy, team.